All right, we're on. Whew. Okay. Hey guys.
Hi.
Day 261. We are back. We are first of all, we have a new scenery, which is nice. We're in sunny California. We're trying to knock out the bucket list, but I wanted to do an update on um, really what's been going on. A lot of physical changes, a lot of health changes, and pretty rapidly. So I'm going to forewarn you. There's one um, probably going to be emotional. I'm going to be emotional. You might be emotional. She may be emotional. Um, but to um, for those of you who have been thinking there's this other side that I'm not showing because I've been joking a lot and I've having fun, this may be a little bit more somber. I will likely struggle through this, but those feelings are also good feelings as well. But I wanted to be transparent, and it's been such a interesting and crazy and impactful week that I had to bring in my partner in crime, my ride or die, to work through this. So, day 261. Man, I don't even know how to start this. Okay, so basically, I've been having a lot of health challenges, physical challenges. So I want to kind of like give you guys a play by play on how it played out, and we'll start with these fancy schmancy Warby Parker glasses. When did my vision? I had vision challenges. That was kind of the first thing that happened. But how long has that been going
I
on?
think that started like the end of July,
Okay,
early August.
so when I originally had my first tumor, and the biggest tumor is in the back right hemisphere. So, or my right hemisphere, so like right behind my ear. That one is, we knew the risk associated with that area were my left peripheral. So if we did a resection, if we removed the tumor, I was at risk of losing my eyesight, specifically in my left eye and my peripheral, which actually wasn't a big deal, as crazy as that sounds. Well, never had the resection. However, I would imagine, like, due to tumor growth or swelling, inflammation. Is that why?
Yeah.
I started having issues with my vision. So I started having double vision. I also started experiencing blind spots again in my left peripheral, which led to these guys right here. So, um, challenge with double vision was, one, obviously I couldn't focus. I would even get nauseous, like, just because things would shake and move around. So it was really challenging. These have helped a little bit. I just recently got them, but I still struggle. So if you saw me before, I would just like have one eye closed because that's the only way I could avoid the double vision. Beyond that, I went to a, what kind of specialist was it? Like, it was an
A
ophthalmologist. It was,
neuro
yeah, like a
ophthalmologist.
neuro,
Yeah.
yes. Um, and they tested my eyes. My eyesight is fine, but again, they attribute it to the brain tumor. And so they had to put, these are regular glasses. They're not prescription. I'm 20/20 vision, but they have a prism in this eye, which basically, what was, oh, do you remember what it was called?
Uh, something
Diffusion.
convergence.
Yes. So basically, your eyes, when they focus on something, they line up directly. So they work together, and in aiming at the left and the right eye, I will aim at the same thing. Mine, because of my tumor, my left eye doesn't do that. So, like, instead of them lining up perfectly, my left eye will like be offline a little bit, I guess is the best way to explain it. And that's what causes a double vision. And so this prism in my left lens apparently will help with that. So I don't have to wear them all the time, but especially when there's a lot of like visual overload, I can wear them. So that's where it starts. And that was bad enough. I ended up um, started facing more challenges really around the blind spots than the double vision. The double vision was annoying, but the blind spots were a little bit scary because at first it was little things I was missing. For example, if I'd be walking, even driving, um, something would like run in front of me and I'd catch it late. It would just be in my peripheral and I'd catch it late. So that leads me to a couple of general updates to know. And I'll get back to like the other issues that happen. I'm no longer driving, just because of the danger I feel that could be caused by my lack of peripheral. I no longer am working. I'm in the process of applying for Social Security and Medicare. And essentially, trying to set myself up to be able to kind of, I think I'm to the point where it's safe to say I'm like disabled. So applied for disability, applying for Social Security hopefully soon. And so those are like pretty major changes that happened that were decisions that were made along the process, but more proactive or preemptive decisions as of the last time we were at Duke. So all that stuff happens, and that sets up for, if you rewind back to Duke, when we were at Duke, we mentioned, we did the last update. They had mentioned that I would have, what would it look like as this deterioration started happening? And so keep in mind that was 3 weeks ago. So that prompted us to really focus on like really enjoying the moment. And happy to say we did our date night right after our last health update, which I think we crushed. And I just feel like it just kind of kicked us in a gear of like really focusing on what's important. So I think that shifted us to then what we had the weekend away at the beach.
Yeah.
And then we came out here. We just started looking at the bucket list. Like, let's get to work was kind of the message of the last video. So with that being said, that will lead us to how the health issues happen. So we do our date night, which was on a Thursday. And then at the date night, we're like, well, let's just get away. So we decided to go to Ocean City, which is a local beach, and just spend the weekend there at a friend's place. Well, we're there the weekend. We get back Monday. So that is last Monday, which is October 10th, 9 days ago. I'm basically going into the house. We get back to the house. We have all our suitcase and luggages. And bear in mind, the whole weekend, everything was fine. I grab Lindsay's suitcase, and I'm holding like the top handle of the suitcase. And as I walk through the door, I get inside, and the suitcase slips through my hand. Like I lose my grip. That was, little did we know, like the first indication of something was happening. So from there, I started struggling with my grip strength, and realized that like I couldn't really like squeeze as tight, and my fingers, particularly my pinky, my ring finger, started getting a little bit numb, like they were falling asleep. And so didn't really think anything of it, and I don't think it was really obvious anyway, right?
No.
And went through the week. By that Friday, which takes us October 14th, it was Thursday or Friday, but October 14th, my daughter came over. She was spending the weekend, and I think that's also when I started the new chemo. But anyways, no, I did. So she comes over, and I just wanted to give her a heads up. Like I knew something was like starting to happen, but I sat down with her. And I just explained, like, I'm a little bit weak in my left hand. Like, I'll be fine, but you may notice. Have this conversation with her. About 30 minutes later, we're about to leave to go to my niece's birthday party. And I go to tie my shoes, and I can't tie I'm struggling to tie my left shoe with my left hand. And Mackenzie came over, and my 8-year-old daughter had to actually help me tie my shoe, which was, to me, at that time, it was the lowest point of the whole process. And I think it was just a reality check for me that like, we're in new territory now. It was like a heartwarming moment for my daughter to like just take the initiative. But it was also that reality check of like, you just have your daughter who you're the protector of, supposed to be the protector of, do this for you. And that was the beginning of like kind of this mental struggle I've been dealing with since then. So small thing, my shoelace is tied, didn't think anything of it, go to the party, get through the weekend. And then, we basically are getting ready to leave for California because we wanted to do the Northern California sort of beach town road trip. So we come out here, visit friends, stay with friends. But we stopped at another bucket list, which we did, Red Rocks in Colorado. So we stopped in Denver. And Denver, I think Denver's kind of when it all took a turn, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Denver. It did. I mean, if you've been to Red Rocks, it's an experience, but there's also a lot of hiking
Yeah.
involved around, a lot of trekking, a lot of moving around, thousands of people, a lot of stairs, darker earlier now that the seasons are changing. So there was a lot of things kind of working against us that we had to navigate with these like new physical changes that Christian has had.
Yeah. So the night before we went to Red Rocks, we went to my buddy's boxing match. My left hand starts struggling more. So that night, my buddies were helping me with like little simple things like opening a bottle of water or whatever. So that was actually some more indications. Okay, things aren't going right. That's Saturday. Sunday, that's Saturday the 15th. Sunday we fly out. That's the 16th. We go to Red Rocks. I'm having sort of troubles in general, like kind of navigating my visions. Like actually at fight night, I forgot this, at fight night, my peripheral issue, I literally am walking through the fight was at a casino. I'm working in a casino. I slam into two people. They're just walking. I slam into them. I didn't even see them. So that was the indication. Okay, even the vision might be getting a little bit more worse, or just a reminder about that part. We leave early the next morning to leave for Denver, get on the flight, and we get to Denver. And I think that's when the hand, we know like the hand's an issue. We had a great time at Red Rocks, but like navigating the stairs, even Lindsay had to like hold my hand. She had to go talk to specific people, like because I couldn't even move quickly. I was just getting run into. So outside of trying to enjoy it, it was more of that struggle. So that's Red Rocks. We watch a show, have a good time. And then the next day, which now we're at Monday, we leave for San Francisco. So we leave Denver for San Francisco. And at San Francisco Airport is essentially where now there's the disability reality is where like I needed a wheelchair. So Lindsay's pushing me around in a wheelchair. So another like hit on the ego. But also I'm sure particularly challenging to you pushing me around.
Yeah, I will pack lighter next trip. So.
But like, I mean, also from the perspective of you pushing me, like that obviously probably had to be a reality for you as well.
Yeah. I mean, everything has been a reality this trip. I mean, just you're not even able to like fold your clothes or like pack your bags or
steal my thunder.
Yeah,
what I can and can't do.
Yeah, I mean, you can. It's just challenging, and everything just requires like kind of double like work, at least on my end, of just making sure that I'm like picking up the slack for both of us. So
yeah, and actually before, so that was almost like a physical, like symbolic moment of like being in this wheelchair. So that was that was something I couldn't mask. And I forgot to mention, right before we left was when that was when my hand just went. So I wanted to actually kind of show you guys. So like I started like simple things, like, and you'll see more. And I want to do this video because for those of you who are going to see me in person, I don't want this to be a total shock, but I don't have nearly any use of my left hand. So like so my hand here, like this is me trying to, like, if I do this in my hand, my right hand, this is me trying to do the exact same thing in this hand. If I squeeze as tight as I can, this is me trying to do the same exact thing with my left hand. And so one of the things I noticed was in Denver, I was in the shower and I was trying to shampoo my hair and I couldn't wash my hands because like I don't know if you guys can see this, but like this is my left hand. Like I can't extend my fingers, so it's hard for me to do stuff like that. And I was trying to shampoo my hair and I was literally like couldn't open my hand to like shampoo my hair. Pretty much every shower since that day, Um, 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 I pretty much cry every time I shower. And that particular one was the first time like Lindsay had to help me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so that was like another sort of milestone moment, and every shower, and hopefully they get better, and I imagine they get better. But I've just been like every time I've showered since that day has just been like essentially a breakdown for me. And there's been other breakdowns. Obviously, Lindsay's been there for me, and I've mentioned this before. Like I embrace the emotions, I try to feel the emotions, and I don't feel sorry for myself. I don't feel bad for that, but it's just a lot of the like processing and the reality, and you never think about like not being able to use your left hand. So like, and in a matter of 3 weeks ago, I was sprinting with Lindsay and Mackenzie doing 50-yard sprints on a turf field, and
Faster than me.
I can't walk. Like I can barely walk now. I can't zipper my jacket. I can't hold a phone. Like I can't type. Like if I try to type, I can't even lift these fingers up enough to type. And it just gets worse. Or it has been getting worse. We're trying to adjust some meds and see what happens regarding that. We've actually spoke with Duke this morning about it. Um, but it's just been a lot, and it's one of the things you never think about, I guess, is like, and I'm sure for you, you've never like, I'm sure you're aware it may come to this, but when it actually happens, you can never prepare for it, at least in my position.
Yeah. It's, you can read about things and people can tell you what this looks like and what to expect, and you can prepare as much as you can for it, but nothing really prepares you for when it starts to happen. And it's obviously an honor to like help Christian like through this as much as I physically, emotionally, and mentally can be there for him, but it is hard to like see him struggle, and that hurts the most, to just see how much pain these changes are causing him, and there's nothing like I can do to stop it from happening. So yeah, it's been challenging for different reasons for me.
Yeah. So obviously, there's going to be more challenges ahead. Um, and just for transparency, that was the hand. Like the vision was first, the hand was next. And as of yesterday, um, the 18th, we went on a trail hike and tried to like walk on the beach. I started experiencing some weakness in my left leg and some balance issues that are very subtle, but not unlike what I started with my hand. So I don't, not that I want to be alarmed or I'm trying to alarm anybody. That's sort of the impetus behind reaching out to Duke, because if it's any indication of what happened to my hand, it's my left leg. I want to know, is it going to get worse? What can we expect? Is there anything we can do or mitigate with that? But I have had some mobility issues, slight mobility issues, but with my hand, it was slight. And 5 days later, it was a steep cliff that we dropped off. And so my hope is not the same for my leg, but the reality is I need to like be prepared for that as well. So a lot of mental challenges. I think that's the biggest thing, is just the mental aspect of trying to overcome that and to really just reconcile. This is the new normal, as we talk about, like this is the new normal. There's no more driving, there's no more like being independent. And so I'm sure there's other work I'm going to need to do personally through that. And it's been really hard. And I struggle and worry about the impact it's going to have on Lindsay, because she can be incredibly helpful. But the reality is like, it is an impact, and it'll continue to be an impact on me. It'll be an impact on her. And so with that being said, we are here until Sunday. And I think one of the things for us is just being present with each other as much as possible. So Monday, what is that, the 25th or the 24th? So Monday we will we'll be back. We'll get back Sunday. We'll be back online Monday. But we're probably going to shut it down, disconnect. I'm sure this is going to be very impactful video for a lot of you and may want to send your well wishes. Feel free to send texts. But honestly, if any of that stuff, like the comments are probably the best place just for this video, because I probably will feel a little bit more compelled to respond, but I really want to try to shut off the phone, disconnect as much as we can. However, text would be the second after comments, but I unlikely will chat with anybody by phone until Monday, just because we want to enjoy the rest of the time we have here and don't want to get caught up in like the emotions or the whatever it is. So I know this is hard for everybody, and I appreciate the love and support. If you want to send your message thinking about you, whatnot, great. Just wanted to set expectations that you may not get a response, but after Monday, if you reach out, you should get a response as well. Did you want to add anything?
No, I think you covered everything.
I just went on a rant.
So, yeah, I think this experience is, after we left Duke and then just through this last week, this experience has told us, like, don't wait, like, seize the moments, like, be present, like, and just enjoy each moment and each day. Because things can change quickly, and certainly neither one of us were thinking that these changes would happen as soon as they did, but they did, and we just have to continue to keep pushing forward and being there for each other, and maybe just like leave us alone for 3 days so I can have this one to myself in beautiful sunny California.
Also a fun exercise. I thought this was really cool. So I imagine over time I'll get used to lack of use in my left hand and left arm, like lack of strength in my left arm. One interesting Lindsay said, because this is like, I was just thrown into this, like literally one day my hand was functional, the next, and with not as good a strength, but like functional, to the next day it was gone. Lindsay said yesterday she tried to, I guess, operate like part of your day with only using your dominant hand.
Yeah, like I was just trying not to use my left hand to see what that felt like, and just it was really challenging. And I told him, I was like, the good thing is, like, you're just like so naturally handsome that you don't really require a lot of work, so you can just get out of the shower and put on a hat and go in your day. But like, if I had to straighten my hair and do all that, like, I'd be a hot mess. But it was difficult. It's not, all joking aside, I can't imagine.
And you probably didn't even realize you probably helped yourself out a little bit. Like this morning, I was eating eggs and I had some left on the plate, and normally like I just lift the plate with my hand and like scoop it in my mouth or something, or like grab a knife and scoop it on my fork. And I was like, how do I even do this? But one of the things I talked to my good friend here who were staying at her house was about, like, two kind of themes lately have been being present and perspective. And this thing gives you hell of a perspective hella quickly. And for me, it's that the perspective, like, it would give you. So, I thought it was really cool that you did that. And I think it maybe provides some like empathy or it's like a little bit of understanding, because like you could always bail yourself out. I can no longer bail myself out with my left hand, and the reality is like I don't even have it that bad. There, at least I still have this. Like I can still kind of move it, and there's people that have it worse than me as well. But with that being said, there's obviously going to be more challenges we deal with, but hopefully we can adjust to this. We can sort of like figure out how to deal with what we have going on. We'll keep you updated on what's going on in the future. I am on my new chemo. I'm on day, what, 4 or 5?
I think it's been a week. Yeah, it's been 1 week.
Okay. So I'm on my new chemo etoposide. There may be some changes given this situation, and I'll let you know if there's medication changes or chemo changes. So far, chemo has been the same. It's a new chemo etoposide that I haven't taken before, but the symptoms are the same. I essentially just have nausea pretty much all day, tired, restless. But beyond that, it's nothing you can't manage. So that's the update. And that is day 261. 261. We're in this. We appreciate you all. That's all I got.
Oh my God.
Love you
We're
guys.
going to the beach.
We're going to the beach. All right. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.